भारत दहशतगर्दी का असल सरपरस्त है, चाहे खवारिज हों या बलूचिस्तान में सरगर्म दहशतगर्द। भारत खित्ते खास तौर पर पाकिस्तान में दहशतगर्दी की सरपरस्ती कर रहा है। भारत हकीकत छुपाने के लिए झूठे बयानिए के पीछे छुप रहा है। डीजी ISPR लेफ्टिनेंट जनरल अहमद शरीफ की RT अरबिया से खसूसी गुफ्तगू। तर्जमान पाक फौज ने कहा, पहलगाम वाकये के चंद मिनट बाद ही भारतीय मीडिया ने पाकिस्तान को मोरद इल्जाम ठहराना शुरू कर दिया। भारतीय दफ्तर खारजा ने 2 दिन बाद तस्लीम किया कि तफ्तीश अभी जारी है। बगैर तफ्तीश और शवाहिद के इल्जामात लगाना कहां की दानिशमंदी है। पाकिस्तान का वाज़ेह मौक़िफ़ था, सबूत हैं तो गैर जानिबदार इदारे को दें।
With the latest development that has been witnessed from the world, the aftermath of the standoff between the Pak army and the Indian army, in your military perceptions, how do you assess and perceive this standoff in the light of the military comparisons between the two armies?
So I think the standoff, if we have to understand this standoff, we have to understand the genesis from where it's coming. And the genesis lies in this reality that India is sponsoring terrorism, abetting terrorism in this region, especially in Pakistan, it's abetting terrorism. And instead of acknowledging that and dealing with that, it is hiding behind this fake narrative of terrorism. So that is the genesis of the problem. So you have a Pahalgam incident, instead of providing any evidence, because whatever evidence we have seen so far, that is so flimsy, that how soon, within minutes, the fingers were started raising on Pakistan. Within 10 minutes, a first investigation report is registered in which it is established that the attackers came from across the border. Within minutes, their social media and media starts pointing fingers at Pakistan. And the fact of the matter is that 2 days ago, their foreign ministry spokesperson was asked on the progress that who are the perpetrators, and he is on record to say that the investigation is still continuing. That is the fact, that without having any evidence, and while the Pakistan is saying, the government of Pakistan came out very clear that if there is any evidence that you think is there that links it to Pakistan, you please provide it to any neutral body, to any credible, transparent body, and we are ready to work with it. Not opting to go for that very rational approach. Unilaterally, the Indians decided, and they attacked mosques, they bombed mosques with their missiles, they killed children, women, elderly. There are 40 shaheeds, 40 civilian shaheeds, 22 of them are women and children. So this unilateralism of acting and behaving like the judge, jury and executioner, that is the genesis. While the fact of the matter is that India is the main sponsor and abetter of terrorism in Pakistan, whether it is the Fitna al-Khawarij, whether it is the terrorist groups which are operating in Balochistan. So this is from where it stems, this hubristic attitude. Now, as you asked, as far as the military is concerned, yes, the task that has been entrusted to the Pakistan Armed Forces by these people and the state is to defend its territorial integrity and sovereignty. This is that honorable task that has been entrusted to us, and we will defend it at all costs. That's what we told, that's what we delivered. So Pakistan acted in a very mature manner. We gave a retribution that was swift, that was brutal, and that put sense in the adversary to dial down and come down and face the reality. We defended ourselves on night of 6th and 7th. The Indians attacked. After they have attacked and released their weapons, only then, a very professional Air Force, they struck down 5 of their aircrafts who were engaged in that horrendous, ghastly attack on the civilians. We took down their drones that they sent, the swarm drones that they sent, in dozens and dozens. The last count that we had was 84, but the number is much more because many civilians have also taken war trophies of these drones. Because the nation gelled together. The nation and the armed forces were Banyanum versus one steel wall, standing against this aggression, this naked aggression. They tried to deter us from taking our swift and just retribution, which we owe to the people of Pakistan, to those innocent civilians, to those children. They tried to deter us by firing missiles on us on the early parts of the night, 9th and 10th May. The world saw it, but the Indians forgot to remember that you can deter only those who can be deterred. The nation of Pakistan, the people of Pakistan and its armed forces will never be deterred, can never be coerced, can never bow down to aggression and Indian hegemony. And then you saw on the morning of 10th May that we gave the just retribution. That was again very measured, very responsible manner. We only struck at the military targets, not a single civilian infrastructure was targeted. We only struck those places which were part of that ghastly and cowardly attack. that was made on the people of Pakistan. So it was a measured response, it was a just response, it was a proportional response. And we saw that then the Ministry of Defense spokesperson came, the Indian Ministry of Defense spokesperson came and asked and requested for de-escalation. So we, being who love peace, who love stability, we said why not? And the interlocutors and the international players also, after we have given the just retribution on their request and their intervention, so the ceasefire is now in place.
The American diplomacy jumped in all of a sudden. We were actually surprised of the ceasefire operation. Who called the American president, and what was the basic talk between Mark Rubio, the foreign secretary, with the army chief, General Asim Munir?
So you heard about in one of the presentation, our naval colleague said about the silent guy. Yes. Let me also talk about another silent guy who did a great job, and that was our diplomatic corps. This question is actually directed towards our diplomatic corps. Very finely, very astutely, in a remarkable manner, they engaged all. Why? Because we don't believe in violence. We are very sensible people. Our path is choice. Our first choice is peace. And the international community, and you talked about America, being the bigger players, being the mature and the senior players, they have a much better sense of what was at stake, what was going on. They had a very good sense of the resolve of the people of Pakistan. So rest, I think it's for the diplomats and our foreign office to comment on that.